welcome to a new video. This is White Collar Forex, the home of professional trading, and welcome to yet another video, guys. So in this video I'll just be sharing with you guys how we draw trend lines and how we make sure that we draw trend lines the correct way, guys. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into the charts. So guys, I'll just be going over a few rules of how we draw trend lines the correct way, right? So we just have a few rules as to how we draw trend lines the best and correct way possibly to make sure that the trend lines actually work and you are able to be profitable with using your trend line strategy. So my first rule, obviously, as you know, I am a big fan of higher time frames. As you know, my team and I are swing traders. So as usual, I will be focusing on the higher time frame, right? So first and foremost, you need to consider a higher time frame if you want a high probability trend line trading strategy, right? So rule number one, high time frame. Rule number two, obviously, you know, I'm also a big fan of price structure. Price structure is very important. So in order for us to even consider a trend line, we need to consider price structure, which is our lower lows and lower highs, or higher highs and higher lows, depending on the trend, right? Number three, we incorporate what I call supply and demand into our trend lines, right? So I'll explain how that works, but supply and demand just gives us confluence to actually prove that the trend line is valid, right? So we use supply and demand to prove that the trend line is valid and it's a high probability trend line. So no random drawing of trend lines or guesswork, right? So let's get into the charts and I'll explain everything as per our rules. So rule number one, higher time frame. We are on the Euro USD weekly time frame. So rule number one is checked. Number two, we need to look for price structure. So here is our price structure. Lower high, lower high, another lower high right there, and then lower low here, and a lower low right there, right? So rule number two is followed, right, guys? So rule number one and rule number two were followed correctly. So rule number three, we need to look for zones before we join our trend line. So supply and demand and price structure go hand in hand. So without the other one cannot exist. Let me show you what I mean. Here's the zone right there, and here's a zone right there. So as you guys can see, in order for us to get zones, we need price structure. And in order for us to get price structure, we need zones, right? I hope I'm making sense. In order for us to get this lower high right here, we needed a test of this zone right here, right? So that is what I mean. To get this lower high right here, we needed this zone. Do you understand? That's rule number three. Our supply and demand zones were successfully identified. Now, once all that is identified, look, we can now join our trend line perfectly, and it is a valid trend line. So how do you then take trades here? You will be taking trades also based on the zones here. So it now becomes a confluence strategy where you don't just look at one thing, you look at multiple things that support your analysis. Here you'll be taking a trade right there, going down. And guys, that is the exact strategy that me and my team use to trade the market. So let's just go over the rules again. Rule number 1, a higher time frame is very important. Number 2, you need price structure, which is your lower lows and lower highs in this case of a downtrend. And number 3, you need to use zones as confluence. So those are the 3 rules that we use for our trend line trading strategy. So if you guys enjoyed the video and have any questions, you can comment in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and if you would like to join the team, I will leave a description to our Forex Academy website. And also, if you do want to be in contact, I will attach our Facebook profile to the screen so you can contact us for any inquiries. Yeah, thank you for watching. Once again, this is White Collar Forex, the home of professional trading, and I am out.